Hi, good evening. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Prakash. Good evening. Hi, Kunal. So, guys, today market followed what Apple did in the morning. The market was strong, and then once Apple gave up, market cooled off. But all the other stocks, specifically like talking about Amazon, Google, Tesla, they were holding on. Hi, Praveen. Hi, Sandeep. Hi, Srini. Hi, Nitesh. Hi, Macy. So, guys, I'll be doing this today a little quickly because I have my office work to complete. Hi, Akshat. So I'm looking at the screen and I see that if you see this, and if I click on percentage change, Coin Mara, they went down because of the Binance news. All the Dow stocks were down today, and all the what you call semi stocks, but they were not down that much. Like BA was down 2%, Caterpillar was down 1.5%, Low was down. But if you look at the tech, because I was anticipating that tech will cool off and Dow Jones stocks will perform. But today tech did cool off, but there was a good cool off in the Dow stocks. But Baba did fine. AMD recovered, but it was down. Microsoft recovered, but again, could not hold on to the gains. HC did fine. Netflix went on to make 413 and then gave up. Amazon did 125.80, but I think Amazon is getting ready. PayPal is fine. Google tried, but could not hold on to it. And then Tesla also went on to 221, but could not hold. So as of now, what I feel is that market has to test 43.25 once. And once it does that, I think we'll have a kind of a profit booking area. Right now, I think one more push is still left in this market before we conclude anything. So let's start with the scan. So I'll start with the bearish scan first. So team has a bearish scan today. Team was moving high since the earnings, and it has gone like 12 days back to back. It has gone into good move, plus NQ. So they are showing me a bearish pattern. So NQ and team. Do I have a team? No. But NQ is showing me a bearish pattern. And this is on the daily time frame. So let's break it to a weekly time frame, just in case if we have something else. Team also has on the weekly time frame. So we'll look at the team. Then let's go to bullish candle patterns on daily. Nothing. Let's go to inside day. Let's figure inside day. So let me give 50 and then scan again. AVGO, Home Depot, CAT, MDB, you. So I think I don't have much, only HD, I think, what's inside day. We will look at inside day on HD. Yep, that's about it. So let's start with ES first. And going into ES, I also want to show you one thing, that we are significantly moving up on ES, like after there was a good consolidation. This was a consolidation area 4193. And once we break out of that, we are right here, which is a 61.8% Fibonacci, 4277 to 4260. 4260 was another level from my previous Fibonacci cycle. So till the moment we are holding this area, I think we are fine. The moment we lose it, we have the possibility of falling back into that 4193. This back test of 12 EMA and back test of the long-term trend line will be really, really important this time, because now we have done all the earnings are out, all the positive catalysts or any events from a company are out. Now net what is left is a back test or profit booking. So this was in the August 43.27. Now I think we should test 43.27 before we retrace further. So for me, any opportunity which holds 42.75-ish area, I'll be taking along. I'll be only shorting if I lose. And be careful if we lose Friday, like not Fridays, Monday's low, which is today's low, and then come back, that will be a fail breakdown. This time, the momentum in the market is so strong that there's a possibility we try go down. Like today low is 42.73. And in the after hours, we have made 42.74. So if we go down and make 42.60, like 42.60 is our main area. And that was a stop loss from yesterday as well. And this was the level which was coming right from like my previous Fibonacci, which I removed. So right now, the most important area is 42.77 to 42.60. And let's also look at the book map, so that in case we have to look at the, come on, why it's taking so long? So this is a book map which is available in Thinkorswim. People call this as order flow or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to just see where we have the maximum orders, so that people who are doing the futures can easily figure out what needs to be checked from a level point of view. And this I learned from one of my community friends, Paul Shinoy. He helped me learn this, and you will see that there's not significant resistance. The significant resistance is around 42.87 to 42.90. You see this bar right here, this big bar, that's the kind of resistance. So if we are able to cross it, I think we will hit 43.15. Let me just see if we have more wiggle room. Yeah, 43.15. On the downside, we are capped at around 42.50. These are based on the orders, and again, same thing. 42.60, 65, that was our Fibonacci level. So this resonates with our level. Again, I can check this in the morning and update you with the levels. Market should try to hold in this region. So 42.90 is a very possible resistance area. 42.90, 4300, and 43.50. And I expect we should hit 43.25. And once we do 43.25, we should see some seriously quick buying. But in between 42.70 to 42.90, I think we can have some choppiness. All right, so going back to the charts. So I went to Bookmap just because it will give you a visual representation on how to see the levels in the market. So this 42.77 is a 61.8 Fibonacci area. So this is a strong support. Today we went down and then bounced around it. So I will try one last time on this. Only if I'm able to make a new low at that time with 4260 as my stop loss, I'll be taking a try on this. I'm not going to go long at this moment because 4290, as you saw, has substantial resistance. So I would keep this as neutral now because market is stretched. I want to buy the dip around 4270. Okay, my target is 4327 and 4290, 4305. So these are the three targets which are there. All right, so keep an eye. And if we lose, or I'll just mention one thing. If ES, right, ES future holds below 4270 area for 15 minutes, better to go short. And as you saw, 4250 was showing right there. And in our case, like I'm just showing you one more time. You see 4250 and this was 4270 and 65. See, I am not encouraging you to just switch your mindset. I'm just giving you a visual representation that where you can find the support and resistance in addition to Fibonacci levels. 4275 is one Fibonacci, which is really solid, but I do not want it to like check. I only want it to come into this dip, and then if it holds, I'll go long. If it fails 4260, 4270, I would love to sell this. So my stop loss here is 4270. And again, I'm mentioning here, if ES hold below 4270, it's better to use short. So I'll recommend short below 4265. Now target is 42, 25, 4250 and 4225. 25 is the back testing area. So 4250, 4225. Now probability is 50-50 because we have seen two big days of one-sided move. So consolidation is possible, but my view is the risk is a little heavy on the short side because we have seen some good moves and all the catalysts are gone. Now, are we able to sustain this move? I don't know, but there's some possibility of a sell-off, and that could be a quick cool off in the market. Okay, so my bias is neutral to short, and these are my conditions. I expect if 4290 resistance holds, you can also try a short there. Okay, I can mention. Try short if 4287 to 90 holds. NQ. NQ had a dodgy right there, and NQ after from like 13,000, or like if I go from right here, the test of this line, the test of the solid green line to the solid red line, that's approximately 3,400 points, like 3,500 points roughly. That's a massive move. That's more than like 20 or in fact 30% move of NASDAQ from January to right here. Okay, now we have seen small cool-offs, but we have not seen substantial. And DMI is not indicating anything as of now. But we should look at the symbols which are in front of us. This is a doji. So tomorrow, if we lose the low of today, like 14,500, I think that will start the downside. Or if you want to be aggressive seller, 14,560. So again, neutral to short, I would move it to 14,560. And this could be aggressive sell if it starts to happen. So stop loss is, again, let's look at the same thing for NQ as well. I'm just showing you on the index side, stocks you can validate on your own. You will see that around 14,600 to 14,600, you can see this dark orange line, right? Once we lose it, I think we can go to 630, 50. But as of now, this is a good resistance zone, 600, 605. And on the downside, once we lose the, see, you can see very big area here of sellers, 450. And that's about it. So 580, 455, they are good levels. The order book will show you limited levels, but Fibonacci will show you some reasonable levels. So with like if we sell below the low of this, then what is our next target? This is like 512. Next target is 14,435. And then the next target comes out to be 14,250. You see, there's no support in between. Once you lose this area, why I'm saying today low? First of all, it will become an evening star. Second thing, it will be below the red line. And once we have the red line and below, it has found resistance because in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, it is fighting along the line. So the moment we lose it, we have possibility of a back test of this line. So my bias is a little on the seller side on NQ. I'm 60%. So 14,560. Stop loss, I'm going to keep 14,580. My first target in this case will be 14,436. 435. And then 14,250. This is the 12 EMA backtest. And this is the backtest of 78.6 Fibonacci. So expecting backtest of 78.6 Fibonacci and potential evening star at the top. As you saw, we also saw that in the bearish patterns. So good setup to go short. On the positive side, if you want to try a long, I think 625 was this area and then 838. Yep, if we can take out this 650, 645 area, 635, then I don't see any resistance whatsoever. Even in the past, the only resistance is right there. So if I come and put my dollar sign, 720. So 14,720. And this is 625 or 635. So if again, like I'm saying, if there is a dip, and I've explained the fake breakdowns, fake breakouts to you multiple times. So make sure you use them. The bias is a little negative on the NQ because we have seen some substantial moves on the NQ side. Now, question is, if we have some cool off, like in the morning, we have some cool off, and then we consolidate, and then we lose. Look out for the fake breakdowns or the point where the price is getting base. Base meaning it is in a range for half an hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, and it's not breaking on the higher side or the lower side. So keep an eye on that. So ES and NQ are really neutral to short in my area. Also, let's move on to triple Q. And you will see that the DMI is still solid for triple Q. It's going right above that area, but it's like inverted hammer, similar to Doji at the top. So if we lose tomorrow the low of today, which is 353.85, then it becomes a evening star. Okay. So I will still say expecting same thing, evening star, and I'll mention evening star below 354. Confirmation below 351.65. It's going to remove at the top. So this is a potential evening star. Below 354, it will confirm below 351. Similarly, you can check this, the potential evening star confirmation. I'll just mention the numbers. 14, 5, 12. Okay. Just keep them in mind that yes, they are some important comments. Okay, so let's try to find out the levels. First of all, it's 4060 now. I'm updating it to 4060. So first, let's look at the lower level, 354. So today low is 353. So as I said, and let me just increase the candle size. The top right there, it opened, and the low right there. So this area is a good price action area. Now, the moment we lose it, it becomes like if I get into this red candle, this becomes an evening star. Okay. And now I have lost the low of this left, middle, and right. This confirms my evening star. Once we confirm the evening star, our first target area is 346, which is the previous lows. And then, because it's a retracement from 78, it should hit 344, which is also near to the 12 EMA. Loss of 61 will be really, really ugly. Okay. So keep an eye on the short side if you're trading triple Q. Sell below 351 is your target, 346 and 344. On the higher side, like I'll just put it right, 350. On the higher side, if you get a dip, because like we also have a fake breakdown, if we are able to recoup our 350, like high of this one, this was a 355.80. So let's go and long above 356, which will be like above 580-ish area. No, 600 area. So 356, stop loss is right there. And targets are 358 and 361. 361 is the Fibonacci of 100%. Usually once we break out above 78, we should hit 361. And my personal thought is that we will still hit 43.25, so we should be able to make 361. So just keep an eye on these two levels on triple Q. Apple. So Apple hit 183.35 and then it got rejected. Now, Apple is a company which is the massive market capital, and you will clearly see we had the top, we had the dragonfly doji, and now we have a bearish engulfing. It would have made a complete evening star if we lose 177. Right now we are above $2. So if you want to try a risky bet, try to sell with a stop loss of 180.83. See, Apple introduced a device. Yes, that device, as they're saying, it's not for everybody now. It's like a testing thing, which they are trying to find out if there's a market to it, and they're going to improve on it. So I think the numbers impact on revenue and margin will not be like much with this product. So, but like there are upgrades which will happen based on this. Analysts will change their forecast, and the EPS forecast for 2024, 2025 will be updated based on this. So there's a possibility upgrades are there, but if it loses 180, it's a potential short setup. It's a clearly bearish engulfing, and it was almost the evening star. So I will say I am now short on Apple and go long if it holds. And yep, so it is a evening star, potential evening star, and bearish engulfing. And you can also check this on the Heikinishi candle, that this is the first candle which has lost the flat base. So tomorrow we will have another candle which should be different than this. And that will give you an idea that yes, Apple is now changing the direction. This was the first confirmation that we have lost the flat base, and the second confirmation will be a second candle with a doji. Also, if you look at the market watch, Apple right here had 5 30-minute candles with a flat base, flat top. So which is really, really negative. So these are the multiple confirmations you can take, and you can take one trade and be happy with it. So now sell near 179.50. Stop loss is 180.35. And once we lose 177, I think 173 will be easily there. Target is 177.35 and 173.50. Apple is short. And again, if it holds above 181, you can try along. AMD. AMD is doing one thing which is really, really important. It is coming back into the regression channel, and it is trying to allow the 12 EMA to catch up. So let's see if it comes and tests 12 EMA, because right now it is not able to cross this long-term trend line right there and 38.2 Fibonacci. Usually a rejection from 38 will be a rejection all the way to 23. But right now we have a mid support of 12 EMA. So let's see, and the long-term trend line. So let's see if we find some support on AMD or not. So I will only go long on AMD above 119.25. So I will simply mention if 119.25. Look for 124.30. Rejection from 68.3, and right now it's 38.2 Fibonacci levels. So again, the logic is still the same. We are below 118.6. So that is our stop loss. If we lose 118 or right below that area, we should be looking at 114.70. 114.70. I think we can find some serious support at 114.17 and then 111.30. That's the 23%. But if it goes above 119.25, try long on AMD. And if you look at Heikin-Ishi for this, you will see that it's a flat top, which confirms that yes, there is a negative trend going on for AMD. Okay. So if you're not sure, just try to convert your candles to Heikin-Ishi. If you see a flat top, it's a bearish move. If it is a flat base, it's a positive move. Amazon. So Amazon is roughly an inside day today. And you see Amazon was setting up for a rejection, but somehow it managed to hold it. It's kind of making, there was a hammer, but what it did, it filled the gap. It filled the gap and it's closed right at that important area. Now, this gap, which it has filled, this gap should be a really, really good solid support. So in case tomorrow we see some cool off in the market, 124 should be a really, really good solid support on Amazon. Till the moment Amazon is holding 124, I think it's really, really good. So it did the gap fill and it did inverted hammer. Keep an eye for the fake breakdown. So today in the morning, it did the fake breakdown, went, filled the gap, and then bounced. Okay, and I mentioned about Amazon right there. So the gap is filled, and it's a bullish engulfing candle. On daily time frame. So Amazon, I'm still neutral, but I'm changing my view to positive because it is a flat base still. My stop loss is 124.25. I would like to buy in dip 125 to 124.50. If I get that, I think Amazon has potential to go higher. And if you see in the past, there are gaps on Amazon, which are right, like one gap is filled last time. Then we have these gaps. There's a gap right there that needs to be filled. And then there's a Fibonacci, which is coming of 134. Okay. So when we are looking at it, we should always look where were the previous resistance. You see, we got rejected here, we got rejected here. This area was acting as a support. Now, if we can break above this, it's a straight line, and we hit that mark X. If we can break above this, we have high potential for one, like this area, which is 130 and 134. All right. So this is how you look at the levels. You look at that here is the resistance. It should, if break, it should provide the support. Like I'm spending this much time to explain so that when you know, you should be able to use this information. And the DMI is solid. We have already checked the Heikin-Ishi. It's looking solid. 134.65. And I think maybe tomorrow, Amazon can be one which can push the market higher. Baba, BA. BA was a disappointment today. There was a bearish engulfing. And I also want to see the volume for this. The volume was lesser. So the sell-off was there, but the volume was less. So maybe some potential booking. Okay, let's change it to Heikin Nishi. Heikin Nishi is showing me change of trend, but we are now near the support. 206 is a good support. 208 is a good buying area for BA. So from positive, I am neutral, and this never triggered. Like 214 never happened. So BA is buy near 208. Stop loss is 206. Target area is, see, 206 is the 12 EMA, so it should be the support. Target is 211, 214. 213.90. 211.60. Again, I was watching, there was a news on, they were getting some orders on Boeing. So maybe there's something which is happening, and there's like a bullish stance on BA. A whale with a lot of money has taken a bullish stance. So I think it's getting ready. It needs to break out that 219 area, which has been the pain. Once it breaks out, I think I would love to swing Boeing on that. Till that moment, the blue line is gone from BA. I may add that blue line to Amazon, maybe, because Amazon is setting up. Baba, let me just check Baba on the Chinese market. I'm just checking on my phone, Baba. It's trading at 83.95, so maybe a $2 up move on Baba is there on US market, but the night is still not over. Baba is setting up to break out from this regression channel. I think 85.30, if we can break, we should hit 87. So Baba is positive. I would like to buy above 85.35. I think tomorrow, if we can have Baba move above this 34 EMA, 87, 88.90. Are possible on Baba. It is positive. The trend is like flat base. So tomorrow, I think from this Heikin Nishi, if we can break above 85, 86, it will be really, really good setup. The DMI is really weak on this. That's why I wanted to break above 85 so that we know that, yes, we are on the right track. All right. Then let's move on to Costco. So Costco was a hit today. It worked. And I've been suggesting this Costco from 490s area. Now it has broken out. And you see the flat base is continuously there. The DMI is building. The negative momentum is cooling off. Positive momentum is holding. Okay. Which is first sign of positivity. Second thing, we are about to break out above 521. We are almost there. Okay. Now, if we want to do a stop loss, and Costco was in our list as a good setup, as a positive setup, we almost, like, it gave you 512, almost hit 519 on Costco, 518.90, and the momentum is positive, so will not fight at. It's a good breakout of the bull flag. So Costco is a breakout of bull flag. It's a positive thing. Now, the previous resistance, like, which was this, is a good stop loss, which is a far, far away, 512. 25 is a far, far away stop loss. But if you can get a dip on Costco, like between 515, 517, I would recommend try Costco. Costco is a high potential. Crowd, I also recommended Crowd today in my community that yes, it's getting ready. It bounced from 150 to 154, facing the resistance. Now, the interesting thing is the momentum is cooling off. The positive strength is weakening. Is it a good time to hold? No. It's a good time to face resistance. Yes. It is getting rejected from 61.8 Fibonacci. Yes, the back test was completed. The 50% Fibonacci was completed. Now it's kind of giving you an opportunity to sell. 154, if it goes below 154, you can try a sell towards 149 and 140. Crowd has moved a lot after the earnings. I think now it's time for Crowd to cool off. Or if it breaks above 159, only then I'll be changing my view, because then it will overtake this red candle, which was negative. This red candle, which was negative. See, if the bullish candle was strong and taken over this candle, I would have still stick to the positive side. But if you want to try a short, you can try a short with a stop loss of 157. So let me still mark it as neutral. My stop loss is 157.50. I've already written like 149.40, 30. I will just try sell on rise. Sell on rise meaning you can buy puts if it comes to 154, 155-ish area. Target is 149, 145. Go long only above 159. Google today started the move, like it tried to break out of this consolidation, but end up in the same consolidation box one more time. It's a bullish engulfing candle, yes. Closed on the highest level, yes. But are we marking the top on Google, or is it still a bull flag? That will be a question for tomorrow. So as a one option, if market has to go higher, some of the stocks needs to show some strength. I think Google and Amazon may do that. So 124.60 is my stop loss. It closed at 126. But if it gives me an opportunity around 124.60, I will try a long buy in dip 125 to 126. The levels are still the same. It's an inside week. The breakout has to happen. Kinishi wise, it's not a clean flat base, but it's trying to like break out, but still hesitant. Then I have Home Depot. Similar to Boeing, it was a disappointment today. It's an inside day. Came and did a back test of 61.8 Fibonacci, 290, 150. I think it's really, really solid. I would try a long at this stage. Yes. So my stop loss is 291. If 291, 12 EM is good solid support. 291. Buy near 293. Target is 299. 303 and 308. Yep. So the levels are good. Inside day, it's right there. Meta was a sell for me even yesterday. I think I really want to do a sell. It's inverted hammer right at the top. We have multiple inverted hammers on the top. I think it's time for Meta to give up. It's a dodgy and then a hammer, inverted hammer. So Meta is now for sure short for me. Again, if it holds 273.50, that's a separate story. But sell below 271, look for 265-ish and 259.60. So Meta is a potential short. Dodgy and inverted hammer. I'm mentioning at the top of the trend so that you know, like when you go up and somebody tries to hammer you down, where you will go. You will go down, right? That's why the dodgy first indication is a dodgy. It means you're in confused state. Right at the top, you are confused. Second thing, the market is giving you inverted hammer. It means the indication is to go down. So if we have setup like this, better to use it. Microsoft is like hovering in a range. Like again, it hit that Fibonacci of 161, 338.40, and it's right there at the top. Inverted hammer. I really wanted to lose this like line so that I can try some shorts on it. So if it loses 335-ish, I think 331 and 326 are there. So again, I would like to go long above 335. First target was 338.40, which hit today. But now I think it has an opportunity to see some sell-off, sell below 334.50. Targets are 331.50 and 326. And one important confirmation, let's look at Heikin Nishi. Heikin Nishi is still saying positive. That is the reason I am not changing this to short. It is neutral for me. But I am taking neutral because I think we have done a lot on Microsoft and it is facing the resistance of 161. So expect choppiness from Microsoft. If it crosses 338.50, well, go long for 341. Netflix, it hit 411 to the point and then came back. Practically what it did was it actually tested the top and tested the bottom of this. Same thing, it's if you ignore the wick, it's triple inside day. If you ignore the wick, it's a bullish engulfing, but a triple inside day. Because this was momentarily, it was not throughout the day. Okay, so again, it's an inverted hammer on the top. If we lose this 395-ish area, it will become a nasty candle. But right now, I think 400 should be a good make or break area for Netflix. I'm still keeping it as a neutral, but 400 is my stop loss. Buy near 402 to 3. Targets are 400 and 635. And it's inside day breakout, but didn't happen. I think if I go here, 426 is the next area on Netflix. I'm still positive on Netflix because It's the inside day, double inside day. Up. Sell below 400 for 394. What 394 is, and that's why you see I never remove my Fibonacci from the past. Like if you go back to 2020, 2021, 18, even I have Fibonacci levels coming from 15 and 16. So 394 and then 380. The back test will be really solid. If in the next few days you get a back test of 380 on Netflix, trust me, you need to buy this. NVIDIA, similar to AMD, it's facing resistance. Has to do a good back test of 12 EMA, which is really very important. So I think if it loses, like it went down to make 387 today from 395-ish. So if you see, we wanted to short this, it came here, almost came to 387. That's like 8 or 9 point move. But I think it's difficult for everyone to catch up that move. So let's see if we can hit one more time. So 392.93 is a good stop loss now. 93, 94. Sell near 392. Target is 387, 383. 378. It's short. If it breaks above 394, then it's a separate story. I've clearly mentioned in case there's a change here, you can switch the direction. Like for example, 400. If it holds, we go long. If it loses, we go short. PayPal is moving as expected, made 64. PayPal and Square. So it's moving slowly and steadily, grinding really nicely. 63.50 is a good stop loss now. So 63.50. If you get a dip around 64, try long. Targets are still same: 66.35, 69. This is 66 and this is 69, the top of it. PayPal is positive. Tesla, now Tesla, which is making again a gravestone dodgy right at the top, which is not a nice thing. And it is getting rejected from 38.2. So for Tesla, we need to add 2 rows. There have been a lot of days where I've not added 2 rows for Tesla, but I think it's time. Short. Just copy this. So Tesla is dodgy at the top. Dodgy at the top. Rejection from 38.2% Fibonacci. So this is negative. Now, where should we sell this? Usually we should sell below 50%, which is 213.50. So sell below 213.50 and target should be 208, which was the previous breakout area. I think 208 will provide some solid support. 208 and this trend line, which will be 204. This will be a solid support area. If you want to try long, this is the area to try long on Tesla. On positive side, I really wanted to cross 219 and then go long. So buy above 219. Between 219 to 13, you will only end up in a choppy state. Above 219, we should see 225 and 236. 225.75, 236. Stop loss in both the cases will be 217, where it closed. And it's a 50-50% move. So I really don't know whether it's going to be a upside move or a downside move on Tesla. UNH. UNH is consolidating. It tried to break higher to 502. It's holding well around this area. I think for me, there's no change on the levels for UNH. Everything is same. Yep, everything is same for UNH. All right, guys. So that was it from me. I'm not going to do any Q&A tonight because I have to finish my office work. I can read your comments. Ajay, gap fill will happen, but I don't know when. Reddy, UNH is still holding. Yes, UNH levels were good. Ganesh, MAS is an inside bar. Let me just check MAS. MAS. And yes, MAS is an inside bar. See, one thing people make a very simple mistake is to add extended hours in your charts. Never ever do that. If you want a clear picture, you want a clear level, never add extended hours in your equity. Never ever. Okay. Stephen, to you, you went up because on the news. So I really don't know whether there will be a follow-up or not. But this is the area where it has struggled in the past a lot. So we need to be careful with you at this time. You see, in this area, it has struggled 37.25. If it crosses 37.25, then like above 40, it will be really, really good. Disney is a good setup. So is CRM. So let's look at Disney and CRM. You guys are enticing me to do all new tickers. So Disney is again a dodgy after a move from here. So if it holds 90.5, potential towards 92 is there. 92, 95. Potential towards 92, 95 is there. Once we cross 95, I think it will run into the gap. CRM. CRM is holding 207. So I think this should be a good support. Because see, we came down, we made first dodgy, and then we made the second dodgy. So it means that it's not ready to go down. So 207, if it holds, potential towards 221 is really high on CRM. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best for tomorrow. All right. If you like my content, I will simply request you to please give me a like. Share this video. You don't do that. I'm doing this for free. Only thing I want is a retweet or a like. We still have 60 people. If you can do that on Twitter, I will really appreciate you. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Take care. Good night.